Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliana if you've never been here before, and I'm super excited to be here, and I'm super excited that you guys are here as well. Don't forget to smash the like button, I think it's over here, and don't forget to hit subscribe. I post new videos every week. They come out on Sundays mostly, but occasionally on Fridays. So let's move on to the content we're going to be talking about today. So today's video is going to be about, it's going to be basically we're going to be building off of what we did last video, and we're going to be adding like more styling, and I think I'll try to add in like additional like parameters surrounding like HTTPS and like routing to like using Speedy as well as like HTTP2 and all of that stuff. So I think, so that's basically what I'm going to be doing, is like helping you set those things up so that way we can move forward to doing something more intricate, and then we can also actually like deploy this to something, to like a Heroku instance. So super excited. All right, anyway, so let's move on to the content we're going to actually be doing today. So today's content is going to be monolithic centric, meaning we're going to host all of our services all in one server, as opposed to like splitting it up into microservices. You will need all of the platforms that were discussed previously all installed, as well as their package management systems. So the content we are going to cover today on each platform is going to be cores, Speedy, H2, which is HTTP2 typically, gzip, compression, favicons, and then redirects from HTTP to HTTPS. All of these are essential in creating a very secured server. I mean, these aren't the only precautions that you need to take, but they're the starting place of creating a very secured monolith, as well as just API services in general. Alright, so I have the code for the Flask and cores, but it looks like you can't enable HTTP2 with Flask without creating a proxy. So we're going to have to upgrade to Quart, and we're going to install Quart, and then we're going to add it into the app and remove the Flask portions of it. I left some of the garbage in there from the Flask extensions, which Quart can use Flask extensions in order to operate like Flask, but everything is very, very similar. It's structured very similarly to Flask, so anything that you know in Flask can translate pretty easily over to Quart. So once I import the cores, I'm going to add in the gzip compression, which is just Quart compress, and then there's also Quart cores. Nothing requires you to use like Quartz if you like all of the Quartz extensions, if like the Quartz specific extensions, if you don't want to. Like I mentioned before, you can still use Flask extensions, just so you don't have to like completely change your app, which I have a feeling is why they did it that way. After that, I will show you over in the browser the network requests, so that way you can see that the gzip is actually enabled. You also have to export the Flask app, or you have to, just like the Flask app, you have to export the Quart app name as well. So in this case, it's still server, but you also have to do :app. That's just how they structured it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to mention. I think that's it. Now I'm just going to show you really quickly how to add in a favicon. You just have to add in a file. I normally just use a PNG. And then you need to add in a file called favicon.ico. You have to change the extension of the PNG to ICO. So the Ruby on Rails tutorial is going to have to be skipped this time around. My computer's not allowing me to downgrade the version that is needed for the rest of the tutorial. I'm pretty positive my computer has been hacked, and it's not allowing me to do anything. Like, like I can't downgrade it. It won't let me. I don't have the permission to do it, and I'm not allowed to use sudo. I've never had that problem on any other Mac before, or just in general, but it's just not working out. Here are the gems that you need to install in your Ruby app, as well as making sure that you have the appropriate Ruby and Rails versions installed. The newer ones apparently have some like keywords that the older versions didn't contain. So you have to downgrade your version in order to use these packages. Most people nowadays, due to this flaw, they use an nginx service to basically like use as a proxy to serve up the requests via Speedy as well as through Force. Alright, so we're gonna npm init, and then I'm gonna install the packages that are listed up in the comments of the server.js file, and then I'm gonna like add them in. I'm gonna require those packages within my server.js file, and then after that I'm going to well, obviously I have to wait for them to install, and then after that I'm going to I'm going to use them in the app, doing app.use, just like we did with the app.use express static public. And then I'm going to edit everything so that way it matches the correct pathing. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I should let you know? Oh, for the Speedy package, I literally just copied and pasted this from their website way back when. So the comments there, I'm just like removing them because it's from their website that we don't really need to talk about. And then you will see that everything works and everything is rendered after I've done everything. I haven't covered the redirect from HTTP to HTTPS, but the reason I haven't covered that is because Heroku automatically does that for us through a proxy, so I don't necessarily need to cover that yet. Alright, now we're going to work on the Java tutorial. I'm just going to open up the demo app that we got from the Spring Boot website 2 videos ago. And I'm going to add in the 2 configurations for the compression, the gzip compression, as well as the Speedy HTTP2. They're just property values that you just enable to true in the application.properties file. And then after that, I'm going to go over to the Spring Boot website to look up how to use the cores functionality that is within the Spring Boot website, or the Spring Boot dependencies. So you just have to like add in the cores as like a decorator, and then you just list out your origins, and then I'm also going to copy over the favicon from the public directory, and then I think that's it. I think that's everything. Okay, so the rest tutorial is going to be a pass as well, just due to the fact that getting it to run a compression or HTTP2 is going to be just as difficult as something in C++, so. And there are not many crates that kind of help out with it, and the documentation for the crates that are available just are not. The documentation is lacking, so. Alright, that concludes my video on HTTP2 as well as speedy cores and GZIP compression on the different servers. I'm sorry that some of the stuff just isn't available. Thank you guys for watching, and ciao!